Counter-terrorists win. that upper belt, put that upper belt.
complexity are in general. 12-5 up, they can't really be too dissuaded by this scoreline. The question is, what can TYLOO do here? This is it, do or die on overpass. They've got guns, and they've got to get a win. Otherwise, it's very possible we could see complexity run over them and TYLOO just be out of this map before you know it.
And that's the thing, as you touched upon, right, with Vertigo coming up next, a map that we really don't know what to expect from TYLOO on, it's worrying, right? Like, this is certainly not how TYLOO imagined this going down. You know, this is a team that's been one of like the longest attending Asian teams at majors, right?
Yeah.
Obviously not in this form, but the organization and a good majority of the players on the roster as well.
And look at how those GG bet odds have flipped as well. It was 1.7 to TYLOO and 2 point something for complexity at the start of the series. Well, now it is looking very, very different indeed, Harry. Complexity running the bonus round as well. This could be a fast B play, and what a way to go out. If TYLOO don't have incendiaries, when they don't, this could be very, very good for complexity. One Molotov being thrown down towards Monster, but complexity are already in through B short. This could still get very, very scary. Luckily enough, they won't commit with the immediate B play. They're going to slow down a little bit, force out all the utility from TYLOO.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're complexity here, you know that they don't have a lot of money, and you know their money is at breaking point. If you pick this round up, you should be taking this map from this point onwards. And so they've whittled down that very, very limited amount of utility they knew TYLOO had, just by making it sound like they were going to run that immediate disrespect B play. And look at what it's done.
Wow.
All the utility, apart from 2 smokes and a flashbang, have been whittled away from TYLOO.
And that's just a great play, because TYLOO have no choice there. They have to use utility. If they don't, they get B rushed and they lose. So that is a really, really mega brain play from complexity. They have just absolutely thrown a spanner in the works for TYLOO. And this smoke's about to fade.
Oh, Summer on the other side. They're already up and past him, but this could work in his favor, especially because he's got Buntet right behind him. Bomb drop. Summer's sat on it. Buntet isn't moving, and now he makes his presence known. Now he strikes down players over in the toilets. Buntet with a double. The bombs drop. Shazam goes back for it. Death might be on the A-bomb side, but Buntet is already hunting him down. Buntet is just a bloodhound at this point. He smells the blood in the water, and he's circling around him. He's hungry for more, but Freeman's stolen it from him. A 6th round for TYLOO, as they do manage another.
That was huge from Buntet as well. I love the fact that they don't chase together. He waits for like some sort of long split. It doesn't come through, and then by that point, complexity gone, oh, we've killed Summer, we've killed the aggressive toilets player, and they try and pick up the bomb, and Buntet just slaughters everyone. Complexity not getting that round, Harry, but it was a bonus, and they do have money for more. That being said, TYLOO, they have at least dug themselves out of the first of many ruts.
The thing I love most about that bait and switch setup between Buntet and Summer is it's, in comparison to a lot of bait and switches, Buntet has so many options open to him there. But actually, Ant will hold that thought, because look at him, man. He's just he's running to party. He's in the playground, and he's on the swings, he's on the slide, he's having a great time, and he's just wrecking these kids. 2 kills found by Buntet. Finally, they get the trade.
But that's all worth it. Yeah, I mean, 4 on 3 immediately. Complexity, their game plan for the round has been thrown up into the air. They are just mid-rounding it right now, Harry. Utility massively diminished as well, so the possibilities that come with that are going to be less so. Ricky is luckily down towards B. He can catch rotates off of that site. Meanwhile, the other 2 are working up towards A. Utility being thrown down by TYLOO to keep complexity honest. That's an awkward flashbang. It actually rebounds off the corner and blinds Death, not its intended purpose. Ricky, he might try and sell a bit of a B fake now. No utility for it, but he can try and peek, and if he gets a kill, that might force a rotate off of A, making complexity's job a lot easier. Right now, they're just patient. 30 seconds, and complexity, they've got to make a decision now. Ricky's going to walk into B, and complexity are going to come join him. Wait, oh. No, they're bailing, Harry. 20 seconds, they can't make their own mind up.
Yeah, it's the old double switcheroo, and even compLexity might have fallen for it. I mean, 15 seconds at this point as they try and hit the A bomb site. That bomb's got to go down. They've got to get in. And with 2 players here lying in wait, these kills have to come through. There's only 7 seconds. There's just no time for compLexity in this round. And TYLOO, as 7th picked up, they hold their own there. They only lose 1 player as those 3 for compLexity push into the A bomb site. Stellar stuff from TYLOO. And just at that moment of hesitation for compLexity, where it seemed like the call was to go back to B, and then we see Ricky starting to leave short. And there's that like brief second where both players seem to meet in connector and act as though they both shouldn't be there, and then have to go back up towards the A bomb site. So a little bit of a confusing round maybe for compLexity, just getting lost in the mid-round calls there towards the end.
Yeah, they were just hoping they'd get a pick on either site and they could commit, but TYLOO just knew the time was low. They didn't need to face. They had a crossfire on both sides of the map, and there's just no way that compLexity can get back in if they don't get a kill. I like this little Glock setup in connector. It's kind of similar when you see USP rounds and like the CT stack 5 players on each other's heads. But 2 players back home with Glocks waiting for a peek through the door. No one's going to give it to them. TYLOO are in B short though, so it could be a possibility. compLexity instead taking the bomb up towards A. They're going to go 2 through long, 3 already close up on short. BNTET's ready and waiting for this, and with armorless players, he should be able to mop them up without too much hassle. Ooh. Ooh.
Well, BNTET's sweating a bit now. I certainly would be.
Oh, dear.
Def's doubled up with the Deeg. And uh-oh, this round could get out of hand still. Somebody's up in the A bomb site. He's here to try and help, but he's getting chipped away. And somebody, 4 points of health, put down by Obo. Freeman trying to help out, trying to clutch this in what is now a 1v3. He's got to ace it, and Obo shooting him down. 3 kills for Def, 2 for Obo. What a round from them. compLexity onto 13.
Those multi-peaks from like the different level of dice box, like one behind it, one above it, just not letting the players hide behind the truck. What a round. And yeah, BNTET, he just gets absolutely timed, right? Turns around to look at toilets after his teammate dies, and then Def walks up. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that. And Def is having fantastic performance as well. 20 kills, top of the entire server right now for compLexity. 13-7, Harry, and the money is gone from TYLOO. They have just lost to Glocks and Deagles. So this is going to throw TYLOO under a bit of a bus. 2 CZs, 2 M4s, and an MP9. Not even Molotovs in this, nor kits. Can't let this get to a post-plant situation. Things are going to get a whole lot worse.
Oh, BNTET's taken up position over in long toilets once again. Last time we saw him here, he managed 3 kills in a stellar A-site hold. This time, only armed with the CZ, he's really got to go above and beyond again. BNTET, players on the other side. Smoke will fall down at the divider, and that might prompt compLexity to try and clear the toilets. And this is what BNTET's been waiting for all round, but he just looks away, and the timing not quite there. Shazam making quick work of the lone toilet player, and now Summer rushing in as well. I mean, TYLOO, they're taking the fight in the toilets.
Oh, but little do they know, Harry, that toilet regression comes at the worst of times. compLexity are coming through long. The only saving grace of the TYLOO is the time. 20 seconds. If they can stop this bomb going down, they can win this round. But that's got to be what happens here to TYLOO. Somebody lines him up. He sprays for that smoke towards his vision. Freeman coming through the edge of it, getting one. That's the bomb dropped in the open. It's panic, but there's only 1 player left up, and he's too far away to stop this plant. compLexity should have the numbers in just enough time. Attacker, though, a possible 1v2. A chance to salvage this round for TYLOO when they need it most, but compLexity have disengaged, and that will make his job a lot harder.
Yeah, he misses the timing to catch Shazam crossing to long by around about a millisecond, and if he did, that would have made all the difference. He spots Def, and he's very aware that there could be a player here at long. That is Shazam getting found. Now down to the 1v1. It's Def on the opposing side, top of the board for compLexity. Not peeking the bomb. Attacker's got no time at this point anyway. Doesn't have a kit, so he's just got to try and get out of there, and Def puts him down, continuing his fantastic performance. compLexity arriving at a 14th round here on the map pick of TYLOO. And on the back of that, I mean, for TYLOO, they put all they had left in the tank into that one round. So
really nice try.
They've left themselves with no money here, and heading into your round to try and deny map point to your opponent, definitely not the situation you want to be in. 3 MP9s, couple of pistols, and that's really all there is to write home about.
Funny little note, something not too important, but I saw Robo do it in the previous round. When he was clearing connector from bottom, walking up these stairs that BNTET's on now, he was looking at the ceiling, like at the skylight and the light switch and stuff, just to be careful, because I don't know if you remember, it was Vici, the other Chinese roster that had that little boost where you can get into, I guess, a glitch spot in connector, and you can drop on someone from above, and compLexity probably going, yeah, I don't, you know, these Asian teams, they got their little tricks and things like that. You don't want to get caught out. However, right now, that's exactly what's happening. 5 on 3. BNTET is slaughtering in the connector, but he eventually gets orbed. That being said, a man advantage still contained here for TYLOO, and compLexity going to unfamiliar territory. They've been on A every round, it feels. Now going to B. Attacker playing close. Again, baited in by Freeman. He doesn't need to commit because Attacker's the first point of contact. That Molly will force Freeman out. Attacker needs to swing. He needs to help out his teammate, but dodging the flashbang, it might not matter. Sick gets the kill. Luckily, Freeman gets out from the Molotov, but compLexity is still running all over this site. Great shot with the MP9, dropping the AWP, and Ricky falls as well. It's an absolute massacre, and TYLOO are going to get the best of compLexity with those SMGs.
Yeah, somehow, some way, the dream keeps alive for TYLOO. But this round is a very good kind of case in point example of how I was saying that when they added Freeman in, it did just feel like there's a little lapse in this team now, and there always was some communication problems within TYLOO. It just feels like they're not quite synergizing, because as you were kind of pointing out, with the Molotov raiding in onto Freeman, you know, you feel like maybe there could have been a bit more help from the likes of Attacker in that situation there. So maybe some teething problems still showing through. You will note that normally it's kind of Freeman off on his own, away from the rest of the unit, right? He does kind of stick solo, and I imagine that's because he's still exactly trying to find where he does slot into this team, right? And it's a lot easier just to leave him to play his own game. It's working for them, though. He's sitting up near top of the board. Attacker going to get one before he's traded by Ricky. Oh, top mid taken. Somebody might be in for a bit of a nasty surprise here. Instead, he'll double up. He finds both those pistols. Summer's going to delete Def, and Ricky alone, 1v4, bomb dropped in connector. I'm not painting a pretty picture here, Hugo, for this clutch, but let's see what he can do.
Yeah, your shirt is far more colourful. He's going to paint the walls of blood here, and it will be another round for TYLOO. They're starting to come alive, Harry. It's just up against 14 is such a rough spot to be. At least it's not 15, right? You're going to look on the bright side. If it was against that overtime guarantee, then it kind of always feels like a bit of a bittersweet game, knowing that even if you pull this 8-round comeback, you still have to play overtime. Luckily, that's not the case right now. And compLexity, they don't want it to get that far. They're going to pause it. Take a breather, take a moment to discuss how they want to approach these upcoming rounds, because TYLOO are certainly nipping at their heels in these final few. So 9 to their name, or 8 rather.
When our base cuts, it's still all frozen. There's a chance here. Maybe they got the ball.
compLexity should have the money back though, and that is indeed correct. No AWP, but 4 rifles, albeit a Galil, which I will, you know, I'll count as a rifle, but not really.
Oh, these nades in mid. I thought they were going to find more damage than that, but BNTET's back in with this aggressive party play. compLexity just caught them a few rounds ago, so they're wise to it.
More than ready.
I think as well, with like the smokes raining in, along with that deep nade, really does kind of give away that maybe you're going to see some of that aggression come through, especially when BNTET has attempted that a couple of times now. So TYLOO falling a man down early, and it's their top performer, or one of them, BNTET, the man that used to be the star Now leader within this team, he's dropped from the round early, but Summer, there's the return, the collateral onto Shazam and Obo. He makes the kebab out of them down in mid, skewering them up. A man advantage taken back for TYLOO. Summer primed and ready, looking for more. Anyone else gonna line up? Nah, instead they'll smoke him off.
40 seconds, TYLOO just patient right now, 2-2 per site. compLexity can go back down towards B. Connector has been theirs all round long, but not interested in that. Out of utility now, the smoke's raining down on the site. They've cut off both points of rotation, but those aren't the points they need to worry about. TYLOO are on the site. Nice molly, forces Summer into the open. He has to commit, and he does, taking a kill with him on his way down. Bomb getting dropped. 30 seconds, somebody knows they have to go through that smoke, and they do, to his gunfight. Sick getting the trade, and there are the A-site players cleaned up, but TYLOO have a quick rotate back down. Sick, hit by that nade bubble. In fact, but he lines them up and almost gets both. Freeman going down, an attacker with a quick trade. It's TYLOO on double digits. They will just not let go, Harry. They will not give up.
Yeah, they just seem to be able to keep on fighting. I mean, the second they lose BunTet early, I thought this round was done, but Summer's collateral, you know, a bit of luck for it to transpire the way that it did, but still, him finding 3 kills in that round, really being a savior when TYLOO needed it, especially when you consider he's been sat bottom of the board for TYLOO this entire game. He was on 11 kills in that previous round, now up 14 along with the rest of the pack. So a big moment from someone who'd fallen pretty quiet. And what looks like maybe just a fast B play from compLexity. They've got SMGs, flashbangs, and they'll go running in. The problem is there's head armor across the board for TYLOO. These crossfires are very solidified here in this B bomb site, and it's only Shazam left up, 1v3, and only 12 points of health to his name.
I respect the attempt there from compLexity. They know they can't get enough for a real buy. They have to go for, you know, armor pistol or SMGs and utility, and they just throw a quick Hail Mary into B. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Maybe we get 3 kills and hurt the economy, but at least we get a feel for how TYLOO are playing this B bomb site, which has been a position compLexity have kind of neglected on this second half. They have had far more success up on A, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess. But right now, it's feeling a little bit broke, Harry. TYLOO are only 3 rounds behind, and this was a dominant half at least. At least not a dominant half necessarily, but a dominant start to a second half. It was 12-5. That felt like it could have been a quick closer, but TYLOO have really dragged this one out, and credit to them. Nice utility, though.
This CT side of TYLOO has really tightened up. And one man that's been a real pleasure to watch is BunTet over here. Like, how he's been playing this A-bomb, so I've just loved it. He's so dynamic, right? Constantly switching it up. Now he's over at long, where he's supported by Summer. Yeah, Def's going to win that fight somehow, some way, and he's out of the B bomb site. They're going to take that man advantage all day long. Do be sure to bear in mind, BunTet's still in this forward position, and if you take a look on the minimap, you'll see Sick and Obo trying to work that mid portion of the map, and this is where BunTet really could come into his own later on in the round.
Yeah, he's just got to find the timing. The issue is that Summer's rotated down towards B, so right now, the only A player is on long, and he has no info, and that's why he has to either get aggressive or retreat, and he's going to go for the former of the two. But Ricky, he just looks away. He was holding that position, and BunTet, he has got them hook, line, and sinker. How many kills will he take? There's one, but he doesn't be quiet and realize they're all there, and now he's really trapped himself. 30 seconds. Can he stall them? He's dropped the bomb back in Fountain. This could be huge. He will eventually die, but he's at least got the info for TYLOO, and 20 seconds for compLexity to get to that A bomb site. There are already 2 reinforcements there.
And somebody could just stop this whole round right now. If he drops the bomb trying to cross in mid, then this is over. No matter how well Obo does here, if that bomb doesn't get then yeah, the round is over. And actually, that bomb just tried to duck down through connector. It looked like that was going to culminate in a B play.
I guess you're hoping for the clutch there, right? Because they lose one fight on A, and well, they lost both fights on A, really. They got 1 kill, so not really going to work out. Maybe you can catch players who have rotated off of B. You know, you're really just kind of hoping at that point. At the end of the day, there were 20 seconds that bomb got dropped at Fountain. That's all BnTeT needed to do. He hits the perfect timing. I will definitely say a bit of an error to for Shazam to run back and take that fight, considering he had the bomb. Maybe not aware of it. And of course, if he wins the fight, it's not a problem, but it's just that risk, right? You want to have some kind of reinforcements, because there was a smoke put down by BnTeT. He was able to isolate a one-on-one, and even though he gets traded, just those 5 or 10 seconds of confusion that BnTeT creates here wins them the round single-handedly. It allows for TYLOO to rotate, as you say, to connector, to cut off that bomb, and also get 2 players on the A site. It's a really nice round from TYLOO.
And this is the thing, TYLOO have been doing a solid job of just keeping complexity guessing. You can see that as they're getting into these bomb sites in the later stages of the round, they're having to keep an eye on their backs. They're having to be so methodical, checking all these horrible angles. And that's just because TYLOO have been so proactive at exploiting any gaps in this default that they can find. And this round is no exception. Already Attacker and somebody have taken short the one area of the map that complexity do not have control of. And now they can just lock this down. They can just keep Attacker over at short water. They will actually fall back, and that's largely because they don't have connector control right now. So you don't want to be in a situation where you get pincered there. Regardless of the information they've already got from that short push is monumental. It's allowed for this 3-man hold over towards A, and now the flash is into Toilets, giving up the best players here. Freeman doubling up, BnTeT swinging wide, and it is just a massacre over in mid. TYLOO 13-14, one away from tying this up, and what a recovery it's been from them.
Yeah, reiterating here, 12-5 was the scoreline after complexity won the pistol and the follow-up round coming into this half. They took 10-5 on their CT side, and TYLOO looking to one-up them. They might be able to. I love this setup on A as well. 3 players Toilet side, and complexity, they don't even get a point of damage in that round, Harry. They lose every engagement, and TYLOO deal with the pistols once again. Been very good on these anti-ecos, with the exception of that one Deagle round for Def, where he absolutely tears BnTeT apart on A. Great utility continuing up on this A site. Sick and Shazam and Def getting tagged up early. We have AWP posted for Summer, and he's got BnTeT pushed up as well behind the rock. So first contact will actually be the SORP, because it's further away from the angle, and so you're going to swing and spot it, and then BnTeT can activate. The flashbangs, however, might cancel out Summer's position. You can see complexity look like they want to go long, but actually opting against it for the time being. Definitely got to be aware of the possibility of that push. BnTeT has, been very aggressive on A, not only just in the playground, but also on long. Flashes up, BnTeT fights, and he will get one. No trade. That AWP had actually already backed off, unfortunately, so TYLOO caught out in rotation, and they will go 1-for-1 here.
And here's the thing, at this scoreline, at this point in time now, you're in this 4-on-4. No one across the map wants to be the next player to die, because this round just has such massive ramifications for the outcome of this map. Complexity slowing right down. Summer's looking over towards short. Get some engagements coming his way.
No.
She's getting blocked by somebody. Ricky's doubled up. He's found them both, and it's a bit of a disaster. TYLOO getting too cozy in the bomb sites, come back to betray them. And now it's Attacker and Freeman left standing, 2v4. TYLOO, this was a 12-5 half. They have grinded so hard to get it back to this point, and now it's all on Attacker to deny match point the way of complexity. He'll get the first man. Flashbang in, holds him back at time. Ticking away, Ricky puts him to bed, and complexity 15-13 map point for the North American side.
And that was a necessary round, Harry. Without that, complexity's money would have been broken, and that would have been the 7th round in a row that TYLOO won. They would have had all the cash to close out that game. They likely would have gone 16-14, but now at least we've got a match on our hands. Complexity lock in 15 first, and TYLOO can still buy back in. They are not out of this game. They can fight for overtime here and now, but this could have honestly been TYLOO's game to close. Very, very close. 15-13, AWP for Summer. Shazam on the same situation. Obo spotting down bottom, but doesn't see too much. Connector's been left open for TYLOO this round. They've gone for a triple B setup, expecting maybe a faster approach, but complexity, again, avoiding that side of the map. AWP posted here for Summer, waiting for a jump spot. The Molly's going to force him back. He's got to make a decision. Do I stay or do I go? And he doesn't want to commit. Rightly so. compLexity are methodically clearing out all these toilets, all the short area, forcing TYLOO back, but Summer's still waiting with the AWP, and he will find that victory, taking down Shazam. A huge scalp to find at the start of the round here for TYLOO, and a rotate coming back up from B.
And Bentet's still like this unknown factor holding close over towards A. So yeah, compLexity, they just decide to bail on out. They don't want any part of the save bomb site anymore. TYLOO's got the bomb on his back and he's looking to rejoin Ricky down towards B. To get into that B bomb site, you've got to get past Attacker and Freeman, so they're trying to throw this A side fake. They're hoping they can pull some of these rotations in, and with two players getting spotted and now a kill going the way of compLexity, Freeman, it looked like he was about to begin a rotation. He just turned around to CT, but now he spots the bomb unlocked. 10 seconds, Attacker here, bomb dropped out in the open, and Freeman doubling up. 5 seconds left, no time for Sick in this round. TYLOO 14 to 15, one away from overtime here on Overpass.
Oh, that was such a sick setup down on B there for TYLOO, right? Like, it's so unfortunate compLexity sent everyone in through Monster. They don't clear short, and Attacker's just able to hide aggressively by the sandbags with his back being covered. Really, really nice stuff from TYLOO. They don't fall for that fake on A. They, you know, that could have gone very, very badly. Once Def gets a kill from Toilets and he kills Bentet on A, that's when, you know, TYLOO have the option to over-rotate there and draw players back. And for a second, it looked like Freeman was going to, but then he reconsiders, commits towards Monster after they don't spot anyone else. And yeah, TYLOO, they have salvaged yet another. The game that keeps on giving here, Harry. Round number 30. For compLexity to take TYLOO's map pick, or for TYLOO to bring us to overtime here in the first of this best of 3. And don't forget, this is elimination on the line. This is going home from the major on day number 2. All to play for right now. compLexity setting up all outside of B. This has not been a site they frequent. Let's see if the unknowing, I guess, of this site could come back to haunt them, maybe, because that's the bomb spotted and dropped. Freeman catching the boost. What a huge scalp to find. Def, the man who's been opening up round after round for compLexity, is gone.
Yeah, a huge kill, and at this point in time, it wouldn't surprise me if compLexity just steer well clear of this B bomb site. I mean, it has been the kind of one consistent site that TYLOO have been able to hold every single time, and I think a lot of that is just coming down to Freeman doing so well in a lot of these individual gunfights, right? Sitting top of the board right now for TYLOO, and he's ready. He's hungry for more kills to come his way. He's got players on pillar, and holding the close right. They line up for Freeman now. Only one kill comes in, but Attacker over towards short, doubling down, leaves Ricky alone. TYLOO about to take it to overtime unless Ricky can pull off this 1v3 clutch. 20 points of health, 15 seconds left, bomb on his back, and this one feels impossible. Poor Ricky left alone, Summer peeking out, and while he does fake the peek, he'll get found. It's overtime. compLexity versus TYLOO is set to continue.
That's the worst 1v3 for Ricky to be. You know, very unfortunate situation, because TYLOO, they instantly just fall off. They know where Ricky is, and they don't stay inside of the site. They force him to stick that bomb plant, and in doing so, he gets peaked. So, fantastic work from TYLOO to salvage a 12-5 scoreline against them. They pull it all the way back to overtime. I thought losing that previous round could have let them crumble, but they will be able to suffice and shut compLexity up really on their map pick as well. Most importantly, TYLOO need to take Overpass here in this best of 3 series, because Vertigo is the second pick, and that's a map that we have no idea what to expect. Neither of these teams play it. I mean, compLexity have got 3 maps logged, but only winning one of them. TYLOO have 2 and don't have a win to their name, so scary stuff, but that's all for the future. Def opening up this round. He is looking to make the difference here. Sick getting caught with the AWP. Summer, he wants more. Through the smoke, Shazam peeks, and Summer can't get even more aggressive, even though he's being caught by Def, who's watching the party exit. Again through the smoke, Shazam going to find a kill. And Summer's not able to retreat there. That was his best option, honestly, running long side, because Def had his short covered. And Attacker wants to re-aggress. same story for somebody. TYLOO are not giving up with pushing here. This could work out for them. compLexity might not expect the re-aggression at such a point in the round.
There's his chance, and he's seized it, doubling up. Oh, and it's a disaster now. Ricky has gotten into the B bomb site at the very least, and actually this rotation coming in from Freeman could prove to cause some problems for TYLOO if he gets caught moving down into heaven.
Oh, this is a great plant.
Yeah, Freeman's not creeping forward enough to check it. Only now getting into the heavens. They're going to try and boost Freeman. Uh-oh, giving up his position. Now they know he's here. But also, if you're Freeman, you've just realized that both these players are under heaven. They're trapped down in hell, and you've got them pinned. There's the flank coming in from Attacker. And TYLOO, 16-15. They'll take the first round of overtime.
Yeah, that was perfect for TYLOO, right? That boost actually from compLexity completely gave it away. And the worst part about that is that compLexity thought that TYLOO knew where they were. TYLOO didn't know that compLexity had the B site, at least until that smoke went down on shore and they started to make it very obvious. They could have easily walked through that CT spawn and gotten up towards heaven. Freeman was only looking towards the site, so it could have been an opportunity for compLexity, but yeah, just not knowing, just assuming that TYLOO had all the info there when that was in fact not the case. Could have gone a lot better, but either way, considering Attacker got aggressive and basically just ruined that round for them by killing 2 players on A short, compLexity do make something out of it. That being said, 1 round for TYLOO. It's first and 19 here in overtime. 3 rounds played per half. So that's the thing, even if TYLOO do well on the CT side, they still need to find T-side rounds, that they were struggling to do in regulation. But that is for the future. And once you hit overtime, everything does change. Got this bait and switch set up on long with the AWP. Some are supporting BnTeT here. compLexity, they are committed towards toilets, walking 4 players up. Shazam watching the flank with that bomb, being careful. He knows how aggressive TYLOO have been in the past, and now compLexity going to start to show their hand up towards A. Nice shot from Summer, fully blind. He can't get any more. Smoke on the molly, and somebody able to cut them in half. He's able to isolate a duel and get a kill to Sick, but the trade is so quick. And BnTeT checked on long. What a kill from Obo. He's on 3 frags right now, and compLexity might be on 16 rounds.
Yeah, Freeman and Attacker there, the 2 tasks are trying to make something happen here. These crossfires already pretty solidified. Obo keeping an eye on the bank walkout, and Ricky making his presence known. Attacker getting spotted. They have his name, number, address, mother's maiden name. They've taken it all, Hugo. Yeah. 5 kills coming in between Obo and Ricky in that round. And these 2, especially, I mean, really have been coming into their own later on in this game. It feels like it's been Death topping the charts. But I feel like towards the end and getting into this overtime, we've really seen a lot from Obo and Ricky. Shazam still a little bit quiet here for compLexity now. Obviously, he is T-side AWPing right now. Maybe when he moves into his second half in overtime, we're going to see a little bit more from him. But Shazam is just someone where if he's feeling it, he can really step up and dominate a game.
Yeah,
so
he can just win a game for his team.
It is such a shame that right now it does seem like he's struggling just a little bit in this one. Needs to try and find his footing.
Yeah, look at this. Look, Obo's just checking everything. Like, you know, I don't trust these guys. You can get on top of that light switch as well. That light bulb, rather, if you run boost. I'm pretty sure you used to be able to. Don't know about now. Either way, Sick. Great flashbang from Death up from short side. He's going to catch some with the AWP. And, I mean, this is the last round of this half of overtime. So TYLOO are scraping at the bottom of the barrel for this buy. They've lost the AWP. They've got no utility but flashbangs. They've got 1 kit. They even have an SMG on Attacker. Things aren't looking great.
Oh, there we go. Death's gotten up. And, yeah, like, BnTeT's handed that one. thing is, normally when you're playing a bait and switch like this, you have a player at long who can help out or at least draw the attention away. TYLOO, they don't have any such player in that position, and that means buntet is kind of hung out to dry there, right? He is trapped in that corner, and compLexity know exactly where he is, so they just group 2 players up at long, they deal with buntet, and now they've got that man advantage back once again. Sick doubling up, an attacker and Freeman trying to keep this one in TYLOO's favor. It's an SMG and an M4 versus the AWP and Krieg, an attacker now the last man left in the bomb site alone, and Ricky puts him down. The Krieg king of compLexity, as Ricky sees out a 2-1 half in overtime, leaving them now just 2 away from taking this map.
The worst part about that is attacker's so committed inside of the site that he can't leave, and there was only 10 seconds left. If he was able to, get back to safety, he could have tried to allow compLexity to plant the bomb, and then he would have been able to go back in for the retake rather than just get double peaked. Nice try anyway. I mean, he was just stuck behind the box with that SMG, and compLexity salvaging the lead on that T side. 17-16. They were only able to get 5 rounds in regulation, and they get 2 out of the 3 here in overtime. Definitely not good news for TYLOO here, as now they have to do the same or better. If they get 2 rounds on this T side, and we see another overtime. If they get 3, and they take the win. If they get 1, Harry, or none, well, compLexity take us to vertigo. AWP is back out for Shazam. Hopefully, as you said, this could be where he really comes alive on the CT side. He sets up on long. TYLOO not going there for the time being. Fast through the connector. Def is on the other side of that smoke. He can hear all these footsteps and can just wait. Oh, that's a perfect nade in the face of attacker. Doesn't get much better than that. Pretty sure that was from Sick down on B. And that's one from Obo as well. Less damage there, but compLexity still softening up the targets of TYLOO, and this boost coming through as well. There is a player on barrels, but surely they're going to be ready somewhat for this. buntet going above. Will Obo be ready? Oh. See, the thing is, now that he's dropped, they probably won't go for that boost again because he's made noise. And if anyone was close to the site, they would have heard that. Now, compLexity, in theory, could be watching the boost. They're not, but that could have been a pick for TYLOO. And unfortunately, it will never go their way now. And oh dear, look at that.
Oh, I was expecting a little bit more there, but Freeman getting the trade back. And this one now looking like it wants to end up in the B play from TYLOO. They've grouped everyone up down here together, but look on the minimap. Look at Ricky. Look at Ricky go. He's all the way in the park. Oh, but it might not matter because through the smoke, everyone's getting tagged up down here at B, and actually there's only Sick here. Shazam has set himself up over in Graffiti, and just in the nick of time. Sick can't quite get out of danger though. Ricky, they've been waiting for this flank all round, and now it's finally here, and he's got to step up, and he's always been delivering. Finally shut down by buntet into the 1v1. What a chaotic round. It's so back and forth. buntet forced to get that bomb down. Shazam not able to find him. This is chaos.
AK's not reloaded. He's going with the Glock.
Able to get back behind Pillar. This is the most drawn out 1v1 you've ever seen in your life. Someone's got to take it. buntet's ready, but Shazam is faster. Oh, what a shot. compLexity 18-16, and what a way to reach map point. Shazam, we've been saying he can dominate games. He can save this one for compLexity. While it isn't a massive multi-kill round, it is a pivotal 1v1 in overtime to see that game out.
Yeah, just that kill alone can bring back your confidence, knowing that, okay, we got this, we need one more round. And Shazam, what a shot. He was not favored in that duel. buntet had the positional advantage. He had an AK instead of an AWP, and bam, Shazam. What a kill.
I love it. I love it. 18-16 now, Hugo. One round, all that's required for compLexity. TYLOO, they've got to get 2 in the bank if they want to take us to another overtime. Not impossible. We've already seen TYLOO grind their way back into this game from a 12-5 scoreline. They fought incredibly hard to bring it to OT in the first place. And it would be such a shame if now, on their map pick, it was all for nothing. Smoke down over towards Monster. That holds back this TYLOO push. All 5 players here. It's not every day you see a gaggle of TYLOO players pushing in towards short water like this, but they are all grouped up and just sticking together, trying to play the numbers game.
Oh, this regression. Oh, it's perfect. The flash is there, and Obo's able to get a kill. Now, he doesn't spot any more players. They're going to commit. They're going to run right through these smokes. They can come to regret that. This could be for the map, and Obo is tearing them down. 2 players left for TYLOO, and that bomb is dropped in no man's land. They need a savior. Bentet with 1. Freeman, same story, but Sick is still up close by the barrels. Smokes covering everyone's vision right now, and that nade puts Freeman to 2. This is on a knife's edge, and Bentet looking to stab them in the back. He could find a gap through this smoke. He's grabbed the bomb. He could even get out of the site if he goes back towards A. That's a possible option, but he doesn't want to. He wants to commit, and he needs this next kill. He'll get 2. Bentet still kicking, still alive as Shazam again needing to clutch this round out to save compLexity, but he's left with 16 points of health. He gets the wall bang. 1 more man standing. 2 HP the difference, and Shazam's not going to get it. TYLOO pick up the round. How do they pick up the round?
These last 2 rounds have been the best that we've seen in this game thus far. I mean, they're so chaotic, so down to the wire. And the second you see in what was, like a 2v4 in that B bomb site, Bentet and Freeman, if there was 2 names that you want up in that clutch, it is these 2.
Yeah.
They are a whirlwind of
Look
death.
at this.
Bentet getting them 2, Freeman helping out at the end, and now double overtime, feeling like a real potential here. Summer's back on the AWP, Shazam has his out for compLexity, but there's SMGs in play now for the CT side, and they're trying to take this mid aggression, something that we haven't seen them do yet. Summer's going to send them out of mid, and Attacker's doubled up at long. TYLOO in full control of this round, 5v2.
Yeah.
Hugo, we're heading to double overtime. It feels like a guarantee, unless Shazam can get away with one of the most insane 1v4s that we will have ever seen, or 1v5, sorry.
The clutches get harder for Shazam every round, man. He did the 1v1, they're like, okay, now try a 1v2, now try a 1v5.
It's exponentially harder. Next time in Spawn, his own teammates are also going to turn on him, so it's a 1v9, and that's the only way that they can keep these odds building.
Oh, dear. And yeah, I mean, at this point, it doesn't even, like, where do you even go? TYLOO can hit both sites at once, and they're in fact already in B. Bentet's called that. Knives are out on the A site as TYLOO run towards the bomb site.
I really like actually how they played this 1v5, not taking any chances. Bentet's down on B, but he didn't call for that bomb to rotate down on the back of him getting so deep. He just holds, and the second he hears the footsteps, he's got the information where the only player left in the game is, so they just send that bomb safely up into A. That way, even if Bentet and the other man lurking do go down, you've still got that 3v1 with post-plant solidified up in the bomb site.
And then somebody came and threw a killer flashbang up over above the short walls, so Shazam was fully blind. There's no way he's winning that fight. And yeah, busted, done and dusted. It is going to be double overtime here in the first map of this series. And to think this is a map that compLexity have not got 1 logged game on, yet TYLOO, they absolutely love overpass. So this is great news for compLexity, but to come this far and fall is no one's aspiration here. So, first to 22 now as we hit double overtime. The sides are back on CT for compLexity. This has been where both teams have had the majority of their success until we hit overtime, of course. Ricky posted with the second AWP, and this is what I wanted to see. We haven't seen Ricky on the second AWP since something like round 10, and he was getting so many kills in the start of this game that put compLexity originally in a 7-1 lead. It was at that point TYLOO started to get T-side rounds, but let's see if Ricky can be the man to look out for in this round. He's up in the toilets right now. Shazam's got another AWP up on A long. And TYLOO are setting their sights on A right now, so these AWPs could certainly be a problem.
Oh, Ricky and the double AWP, something that compLexity loved running on their CT side. And now he's got to show us exactly why. Oh, he might have caught a time in here into the toilets. Now, this could be both good and bad. He's back to back with somebody. They're so close. They're so close to one another. Uh-oh, Ricky's running in. Ricky's running. He must have been hurt. Surely. No, he hasn't. Ricky smites them down with the AWP. Attackers come up from B. This round is chaos once again. In overtime, all the rulebook goes out the window. And it's just messy every single round. Somebody getting that bomb down, but it's Ricky once again arriving from long. Somebody, the penny seems to have only just dropped as he's taken up this position on the flower beds. And now silence as compLexity slowly but surely nullifying all of these angles. Somebody sees that first man. Oh, out into the open. Ricky sees him and missed shot from somebody. Quickly mopped up by Sick. 19 to 18 for compLexity. Let's not forget 22 is the magic number we are looking for.
As an unfortunate jump up in the flower bed there from somebody. Maybe if he stayed, he would have gotten away with that first kill. But yeah, very hard position to actually win a clutch from. You've got no fallback procedure. You've got no way to retreat. You're having to win 3 fights from a corner. Pretty unlikely. So TYLOO, I mean, great attempt on that site. But yeah, the quick flank from Ricky was perfectly timed. He gets a couple of kills with the AWP. And now compLexity are back in it with a 19th, taking the lead once again. Although these leads are so fickle, Harry. They can swap in an instant. Quick Molotov from compLexity again. TYLOO will smoke it out. They don't want to be held back early. Again, considering how slow some of their T-side rounds can be and how late they will execute, does make sense. Somebody even clearing out B water as well. compLexity putting a lot of stake in this utility early on. They're going to be left with not a lot, but they will have a kill for it. Def getting a frag onto somebody from that boost. And he's just going to instantly rotate back up towards A to support Ricky.
See, because we can ever so slightly hear the team comms, like ever so sligely.
I can hear those rotate calls,
you can hear the calls for rotates up towards A, so that does seem to be where compLexity are hoping this one ends up. Now, that's not the case. That bomb is on the back of Summer down here towards B.
They've realized.
And yeah, they have realized. I think a lot of that is on the back of Def. That smoke fades down towards short, and so he just immediately pushes it. This is compLexity's CT side from the early stages of that first half. We're seeing some more of this proactive information gathering. Obo getting one, but the kills all going in favor of TYLOO, so the information might be there, but the kills just aren't. 3v3 as that bomb goes down. There's time for TYLOO to set themselves up in the post plant here.
Ooh. But Def, do they realize he's already gotten himself into position? Attacker's walking up, Def's on an off angle, he catches him, doubling down Depth. Will he realize there's a third? He doesn't, but it doesn't matter. Freeman's on his own, and Shazam and Ricky have to hold this one down. 5 second stick, and yeah, he's got it. There's no way that Freeman can stop this one. He might get the kill, but he didn't even get it. Ricky finding the shot. And 20 rounds to compLexity, 2 in a row on this CT side. The first overtime was 2-1 in favor of Terrorist halves. Now, well, it's 2-0 for compLexity. If they can lock in a flawless CT side, this game might just be theirs, gift wrapped and delivered. At least TYLOO get a bomb plant. They will still have money to invest.
Ooh. Ooh. Somebody looking like he might just go through this smoke once that Molotov's gone. He's waiting. And just patient as ever, hidden over on the right side. The thing is, for TYLOO, right, they're yet to get around in this instance of overtime. Of course, this is the second overtime that we've seen in this game. And yet to get a T-side round. If compLexity go 21 to 18, that sets a very worrying tone, and the fact that they've got the man advantage in this round only strengthens the argument. 4v5 B hit from TYLOO, but they've been good at finding these entries. That's something that we've had to give them credit for. Freeman gets one, but Obo able to catch these two players in a series of 1v1s, and now Buntet suddenly, blink of an eye, he's had his teammates stripped away from him, and in a 1v3 it's just too much to ask. compLexity 21 to to 18. The first half of the second overtime goes flawless for the North Americans, and now they need but one more round here on the T side to pick this map up.
And honestly, the biggest difference that I noticed coming into that overtime, which is why compLexity gets away with 3, is Ricky taking that second AWP. Man, he was getting a kill or 2 every single round of this overtime on the CT side. So the fact that he can wield that weapon so effectively, especially when Shazam is having a bit of an off game, that's great. That being said, on the topic of Shazam, he has pulled it back. He found the opening kill in the previous round. He's now on 20 frags. He's doing his job. It was a slow start, but I think the first clutch in overtime really, really built his confidence back up. Either way, one more round is all compLexity need. That will separate them from taking this victory and moving over to Vertigo, their map pick. And where I imagine they've done even more prep than that of this map. And so far on Overpass, things are looking splendid. So double orb this time for TYLOO on the CT side. You're not going to see one on the terrorist half, as good as Ricky has been. That Krieg is still so effective. Somebody down in the connector with the orb. Now this is dangerous. To peek this hallway with the AWP is one thing, but to hold the stairwell, man, you are going to be pressured to hit your shots. You get one opportunity here and you're dead. He's going to maybe just walk out of B and safely rotate back up towards A, knowing that it's likely compLexity have taken A short, or at least put players up in the party that they have.
And this looking like Toilets is going to be something that compLexity do want to get a handle on in this round, right? You've got long control, you've got players over in party. This leaves Buntet in a very awkward spot. He's sandwiched in between these two sets of players. And now they flash in, he'll win that initial fight. Obo getting invested, sick nearby to trade, and that there was unknown to Buntet. So that double stack over towards long yields some immediate results for compLexity. Stops that situation getting too out of hand. Still the man advantage maintained here for TYLOO. But a foothold taken over in mid and long. That Molotov's going to burn Freeman out into the open, back towards Dumpster. Sick is in that smoke. Ooh. Right on the edge of it. The second that starts to dissipate, he's out from long. And Freeman now spotted, deals with Summer. Freeman gotta do it all, and only 3 points of health, but he's still finding kills, he's still buying time. I don't know how they haven't dealt with him yet, and it's all gone. Freeman with 3 HP, 3 kills, 1 for every point of health he had. It's 3-man in that A-bomb site as he locks it down.
That is a perfect example of how to isolate your duels and how to buy so much time for your teammates to come back in. I mean, by the point that he took and won that final fight, he already had a teammate up on the stairwell. Somebody was right and ready to peek Dumpster. So excellent work for Freeman. Didn't even need his teammates' help. He gets it all done on his own. 3 kills and TYLOO salvage around. This game is still going on. It's not over just yet. compLexity just have to win one of the 2 next rounds. Now, do remember, in overtime, if they lose this one, they're going to be struggling to buy in the 3rd. So this one is the most important. And Buntet, he knows it. He's looking to take it away from them. Aggressive again. Picking up a kill around the playground, or the party rather, through the smoke, and no flashbang for it. Def gets picked up. These kind of little mistakes from compLexity might cost them the map.
I wonder how often they're going to keep feeding Buntet over here in mid. These kills, he's finally allowed just to get out of there. Ooh. Summer's going to back off with him now. I think he hears that shot rally out from connector, and yeah, he does seem aware of the prospect.
No.
But that flash is... Oh, as he's still alive! How do they keep living this? TYLOO, the unkillable! And Obo's gone as well! It's somebody and Summer lighting up the scoreboard. Ricky left in this alone. 1v4 turned into a 1v3. 2 players up through connector. And it's the boy from down under left in this to try and get compLexity the win. Ricky has been doing such a good job for this team in this match thus far. He's gotten 2 of the 4 kills required, but will he be ready for one of these players? So close on short, certainly not. 20-21, a 3rd overtime, still a possibility here.
More a probability, Harry. As said, look at the money for compLexity. It's enough to get a bit of a shambled buy together. But, you know, Ricky's on a glass cannon, 6 on an SMG, and we're going to have more problems than just that. Honestly, I think to see Ricky on the AWP is a great thing here, but it's just a shame it has to come at this point. When compLexity are scrambling for money, Shazam's on a deagle.
3 clips, 3 frags on it.
Big of him to let Ricky take that AWP as well. Maybe just the fresh change could be something here for compLexity. But right now, TYLOO, they are looking like the ones that want to bring us to a third overtime. Will not give up. We always have such great overtime games at these majors, especially in Swiss formats. This is no exception. Especially when it's all up for, you know, elimination. The loser of this going home. That's when these games really get close. Do remember that bomb's dropped in T-spawn, so compLexity can't commit to this B play.
Yeah, they're very aware of that as well, so they don't want to get too aggressive over here towards Short or Monster. They're playing back and they're hoping that someone from TYLOO goes creeping into these crosshairs that are already posted up. Bit of damage already going down at long, by the way. Ricky getting tagged up there, and that was by the AWP of Summer, so he's already been spotted. Information gained for TYLOO. They're only just now going back for the bomb on the side of compLexity, and Def getting dropped over towards Short. Oh, this could spell disaster. 6 spotted. Somebody hungry. He's hungry for this kill, and you can't bait the shot out of him. Not until it's too late. Sick getting shut down. Shazam and Obo 2v5. This was looking like the dream scenario from compLexity, but Freddy Krueger's appeared, and this is now some sort of hellish nightmare. 5v2 as they try and get into this bomb site. Obo's found a double. Maybe there's a chance. Maybe it's not a nightmare after all. Maybe they needed a miracle, and that man could be Obo. He's tapping in the numbers. He's tapping in the bomb. Somebody's missed the knife. What is going on? This is chaos. Attackers left up in the 1v2, and he'll take the first man down. It's only Obo left to find, but he's got it. compLexity have taken the win. 22-20. Oh, they deny a third overtime. They take this map, the map pick of TYLOO, and it's a 2v5 to get it done.
Harry, they had 10 seconds. They had 10 seconds when going for that bomb plant. Obo goes absolutely crazy. Massive kills there from the young gun, the latest addition to this team.